All right, I got to turn that light off in the back. Hold on. We're going live here at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Turn the light. Hey, there we go. That's better. That looks better. I can do it. Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. It's 6:08. Coming live from DC again, down here in Arlington at a Hilton. And no, Hilton probably wish I was never here because I gave them so much crud for their internet access not working. Probably didn't think I'd actually send an email in, but did. Anyway, hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a tactical, practical way, and I hope to get you to your family and friends home quicker, and to help build more value for your customers, and have a little fun along the way. And right now, I am taking a class. I gotta mute my phone. The business Agile Foundations, Agility Foundations from IC Agile. So I'm down here taking that class, and it's pretty good. It's interesting. Some interesting activities and things like that that they do in an in-person class, which is what I think is different from taking a remote class. I think an in-person class allows you to interact more, which I think is really valuable. But anyway, I'm here early. Well, I should have been here earlier, but figured I had to go get stuff out of the car that was in the basement, 3 elevators down. And my boy Eddie's texting me. It's like, he's checking on me. He's like, how come Dad's not on 5 a.m. Mester Scrum yet? So I don't know if he's there yet. I should text the wife and tell her I'm on. You can tell Eddie I got the show going. Show is on. So hopefully he's there watching this show on the other side of the planet, or actually just in Philly. But he said he was checking on me. She was worried. He was worried. He's like, Mom, how come at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum's not up yet? And she's probably thinking, can't you sleep? Apparently not. So anyway, a couple things just want to talk about. I do want to talk about lean coffee today. One of my coaches he's taking the endeavor to start a lean coffee, so I'm going to go through the steps for lean coffee, just to revisit it. It's a great retrospective tool, a great tool for anything, to be honest with you. It's a great tool. I was actually thinking about actually just having lean coffee and doing it, and people just talk about whatever topics they want to talk about, and we'll go through that. A couple of things I'd like to say. There was an interview that popped up on my IT career coach, Career Tech Talk. It's a video blog that went out. That was yesterday, so I got interviewed on that, so that's cool. So we talked about 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, talked about team norms, coaching agreements, team working agreements, and things like that. So that's great. So we're getting a little dual play, and since waited for him to play his, I'll take my copy of it and play it later, or still figuring out how I want to do all that stuff. But anyway, that's pretty cool. So we're branching out into getting interviewed by other people, and had some great feedback. I'm glad I'm helping. A couple people really was happy and were using the stuff in their office. And hey, if I can help, awesome. That's why we're here, right? To give you some ideas, and please don't hesitate to give comments and questions as you have on topics or areas, or like some things, don't like some things. I think the criticism and the benefits and whatever, either way. So those are just the informational things that I wanted to share. And, still trying to bring some stuff up to Philly so people don't have to travel like me, 2 hours, 2.5 hours to go to wherever the class is and buy a hotel ticket for another $100. It's like, come on, really? It's like expensive. So lean coffee. So lean coffee is a great little tool. There's a website out there. I want to say it's leancoffee.org. They used to have free lean coffee where they actually did it virtually, which was pretty cool, but now they charge, so you have to register and charge and pay for it, which is, I guess, it can become a money maker, right? But it's really a simple tool. So really, the time box activity, and we did this the other day, talked about that at the Princeton Lean Coffee. And I think you could really use Lean Coffee for anything. You could definitely use it for retrospective conversations. If you really want to time box stuff, man, this is a great way. Say, like, if you have a half hour or an hour to talk about something, it's a great way to do it. Depending how big the team. Usually a lot of Lean Coffees are just 5-10 people. There's not a lot of huge people. But sometimes when the groups get bigger, like there was at the Princeton, where there's like 50, 60 people, um, you break into smaller tables. And the idea is that everybody has a sticky. They write down, like, they take a card. Here's one of the Hilton thing, right? They take a card, little card. They write down, I want to talk about 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, or maybe they want to talk about, you know, the jobs in Philly. I don't know, your town. Maybe they want to talk about maybe a new code. I'll do another one. Just writing all these little pieces. These are imitation stickies, right? So maybe they want to talk about the latest release of JavaScript or something, or do latest release of TikTok. What's new on TikTok? New on, I won't say TikTok. Even the name's addictive. So maybe we go do, I don't know if you can see it. New on TikTok. Jobs in Philly, right? So everybody writes on the stickies what they like. They take the stickies, they put it on the table, so they lay it on the table, and then everybody gets like 3 votes. So maybe you can vote all 3 of your votes on one, you can put them on another one. Maybe you want to talk about TikTok. So everybody gets little dots, right? So you get the whole 5-10 people, they dot. So I guess I jumped around a little bit. So that's where you get into. So you time box how long they can write these sticky notes for. It's usually between 2 minutes and 5 minutes. So let's say you do the longer, if it's a 1 hour thing, you give everybody 5 minutes. I think you should go lower because it does generate a lot of ideas. So I prefer to say, hey, you have 2 minutes to jot down things you want to talk about. If you're in a retrospective, yeah, 2 minutes is about right. So it gives you 2 minutes, give you something that you want to talk about, something you learned, something good, something bad. And then everybody lays it out and votes on them. Everybody gets another 2 minutes to vote. And this is where people go, well, you get to, it's like, dude, you get 2 minutes. That's all you get, 2 minutes, right? So you go through and you vote 2 minutes. And then what you do after that session. So maybe as I think about it, 5 minutes is probably a good idea for idea generation. So it's a time box. You'd be amazed. They'll be done early. They're done early, and then you start, right? Doesn't mean you stay 5 minutes and you can't get out of that 5-minute block. But if everybody gets done and they're done with ideas, start. Then you do the 2 minute. Let's point everything. They run around the table. They point. They put little dots on the cards. Don't make it real fancy. Just take a pen, put a dot on it. It's not really complicated. And what we're doing right here is live. Then you rank them, like whatever had the most points. Like, of course, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum had the highest number of points, right? Put that at top. And the next one was new on TikTok. That's number 2. That had 2 dots. That goes second. And then jobs in Philly got the last one with 1 point. And there are some things that don't get any points. So then what you start doing is your time box. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Maybe the person who wrote it can kind of give it a little chat. You time box it for 5 minutes. As you're going through the 5 minutes, people go up or down depending on whether or not they want to keep talking. Towards the end of the 5 minutes, do you want to keep talking about this topic or go to the next topic? And the group can either do a thumbs up, thumbs down, whatever they want to do, and you go to the next topic, right? So you can see if you have, and you got 5 or 6 people doing this, right? So if you have 5 topics times 5 minutes, that's 25 minutes you already spent. So there's your half hour just gone. So like if you do 2 minutes to write them up, 2 minutes to code them, and you do 5 minutes, that's a 30-minute session right there. See how the time box add up? So you can figure out how long you need to stay in the front and how many items you can do. What is really neat about this session, other than it helps you really talk about a lot of things really fast. So you can see you can control it, organize it, facilitate it. So it takes five minutes a shot. You do 5 topics, you get 25 minutes worth of topic discussion. And there can be solution, maybe just conversation. What is beautiful about this, it also teaches people about prioritization. They don't know they're getting taught about prioritization. See, this is what they don't teach you, right? So in reality, you're teaching everybody about prioritization. We can't prioritize, right? Business people got to prioritize their backlog. We never prioritize our backlog. So this is a great way to teach people. Oh, so when you count them, so you're going to have 5 or 6 people. So 5 or 6 people, minimum 2 cards. Let's say 3. Let's say that's 15 cards. We're only going to be able to talk about 5 items, right? So you got 15 cards on the table. Only the top 5 are the ones you're going to talk about, right? So what do you do with the other 10? Nothing. That goes away. It's not a high priority. They're low priority. They don't get talked in the session. Next time you do a session, maybe you got new topics. And it's just like Scrum. It's just the way it's supposed to be, right? So come the next week when you do your next lean coffee session, there might be new topics you want to talk about. Maybe it's about Facebook. I don't know. Maybe it's about the politics in the area. Who knows, right? So the beauty of this, it teaches you a couple things. One, you get to talk about the topics. You learn about time boxing, and it helps keep everybody involved and keeps the flow. Teaches you about pride out of the 15 are the ones you're going to talk about. And people realize we survived. We didn't really talk about everything. No, you didn't. You don't need to. We only had a half hour. We don't need to talk about every other thing on the planet. Really? But people wanted to talk about it. No, it's okay. They will survive, right? So they learn that it's okay to prioritize and only cover the top things. Next time you can cover the other ones. And why we do sprints and sprint plannings and why we do and why we don't fill up the bucket is that on that you may have found a new hot topic that needs to get fixed or implemented for the next sprint. So it allows you to change the topics, right? Because you don't keep the other 10. You take the 10, you throw them up in the air, right? Throw them away. They're done. Gone. And they're like, what do you mean? They're done. We're over. We're finished. We're off, right? So they're gone. They're in the trash, right? Next time you meet, people come up with different ideas because maybe that's the idea on their head, and that's the idea behind lean coffee. So you get it? So the first 2 minutes you generate ideas. Next 2 minutes you rank them with dot votings, and then you do 5 minutes each session. Just remember, you can remind everybody that if they want to expand sessions, we're only here for 30 minutes. We're only going to talk about 5 topics. There's 15 topics here. So if you want to keep expanding one because it's a real good conversation, which we're totally with it. Oh, and if you expand it, you don't expand it for another 5 minutes. You do like 2 minutes. So you go, we did 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to add another 2 minutes to the clock, get a little more conversation. There's not one topic on this planet Earth that you can't cover in 7 minutes. You'll find out. You'll learn. But anyway, so you do that, and then you're done. And then next time you do it again. So that's how lean coffee works. It's a great tool. It's a great retrospective tool. Everybody has these long meetings. Maybe you just do that just to generate ideas. Just generate, because the ideas, maybe they'll go back and do something with it. So that's a lean coffee. Might try to do that some crazy ways. More power to one of my coaches over in New Zealand because he's thinking about starting lean coffee in his area, which is awesome. Yeah, I think you're doing great. And with that, I'm going to say happy scrumming. Hope you're all doing well. I got a thumbs up. I hope that was Eddie, but wife's not commenting, so he doesn't know how to type on the computer yet. So we got a thumbs up. All right, Ed. I'll see ya. Thanks for waking me up so I make sure I did 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Couldn't do it without you, man. And love you. Give love to your sister and your mom and tell them I'll see them soon. So you better be good. I don't want to hear mom yelling at you when I get in the door. All right, y'all. Have a great day. And then see you on Monday. All right, bye. And we're out.